Yo, shalom, shalom. We back, but never moving backwards. Here to put, y'all know the slogan. My people on the Atlas. Say no to vain interpretation and give thorough breakdowns. That old school feel for y'all, for the old school strivers that was back there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we on that 5 years ago, 6 years ago. When we was on that time, on that type of time. A video came across my desk today, figuratively speaking. And I'm watching the video, earlier today. I'm seeing bits of it. Haven't seen it in its entirety. And a certain individual said something very eye-opening. And it made me say, huh? This is on Killer Priest Show, brother named Tahuti. And he's claiming to debunk Zion Lex. Now, this video is not about whatever he said about Zion Lex. It's between those two. I really don't care about you arguing about who wore a hat or who was the Scorpion King. Who was the Scorpion King? Who was the real Scorpion King? That's what these Negroes is arguing about. You know what I'm saying? But no, NGOZI was on there trying to talk that talk. And he mentioned that ancient Egypt, the pre-Nakata period, I'm guessing he was referring to, we're going to watch the video and get exactly what he said, was EM78. That was the racial base for ancient Egypt. Can someone find me a citation saying that, stating that, with evidentiary proofs? NGOZI, where are you getting this from? I mean, we got to make an approximation of the truth. You just threw something out there. And I want to see the information that shows and proves that M78 from ancient corpse, ancient DNA extrapolated from mummies or, that goes back to that time period showing and proving that EM78 was the base population during that time. I don't see that. I have not read one paper that maybe I haven't seen it. Can someone show it to me? That says that pre-dynastic Egypt was inundated by EM78, which is declared E1B1B. So I was like, I'm going to be gracious with this, take out my time and discuss these things about who is more likely to be the ancient population of ancient Egypt. Actually employing research methodology and actually looking into phylogeny, and actually using ancient DNA, in the time periods in question, pre-dynastic. That goes before 3000 BCE, right? So that's what we're going to deal with today. I'm going to play this clip and let you guys hear for yourself what NGOZI stated. Like I said, I don't care about the Scorpion King and who was Narmer or was Narmer, Nimrod, and I let them have it. But when he said that, I was like, let me, get some clarity and get to the bottom of this thing, man. And then, they was referencing King Tut as if those are our people. Yeah, King Tut, that's our people. No, it's not. Yeah, this is King Tut's. This is what we did. No, King Tut is not related to you American Negroes. Majority of you American Negroes are EM2. King Tut was R1B. Huh? For you pro-Africaners out there, you pro-African people, you losing bad, especially when it comes to ancient Egypt. You're losing badly. Can't go too far back in time, you're not there. And then when you get to the 18th dynasty, King Tut and that royal line, you got a problem. Those are all R1B. But to somebody that wasn't a part of the royal line, displaced them, and that was Ramesses. And that's when you get E1B1A. That's when you get our people in there. It's much later. And then right before Amenhotep the third and the 18th dynasty and all those people. You have, y'all know what happened to Hyksos. Are y'all going to say the Hyksos is EM78? Maybe they were. We don't have any proof of that. But then you will be putting them in Asia, which we already know haplogroup E was in Asia. We got DNA papers on that. Guess what we don't have DNA papers on? EM78 being the base population for pre-dynastic Egypt. You know what's funny about these guys? They claim that they're trying to make us prove something, or make, Zion in the video, they're trying to press Zion Lex saying, oh, he doesn't prove anything. He just says it or just states it. And then in the same breath, do the same damn thing they claiming somebody else doing. Deplorable. The unmitigated gall. We go work tonight, y'all. Yeah, Shuv in the building. Y'all know what's up. Hit that like button. You know how we rocking, man. Let's get it. Let that intro music play.
Big business. RSK, let it play, boy. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected. Seen and unseen dangers. I wake up and say me a prayer. Brush my teeth, baby, then I throw on some threads. Wash my face, grab a cup, pour me some yum. Put on my backpack, then I'm off to the bread. I eat these devils for breakfast. Gotta be careful. Whole lot of blood being shed in the streets. Running so wicked, I weep for the living. I drop a free cheer for the dead. All my white friends in my pocket are either they loaded on to this black card that I swipe. Say every time that I drop it, the verse be hitting more harder than problems of life. Rich, I collected 2 guineas from every person that willingly gave me advice. Being afraid and existing, my spirit, I'm fearing no man but the Father in Christ. I put in work with the brothers, we stood on them calls, pretending like 9 or some night, teaching our people the gospel, equipped with a camera, some posters, some speakers, and mic. Every time that I see mama, she telling me, son, you gotta walk in the light. Christ, the bread of heaven, keep feeding my spirit, and I wanna low, not a slide. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell you I'm an Israelite, tribe of Judah, don't you take it personal. Bleed the blood on these demons, we purging them. Don't entertain Jezebels, we be curving them. Hey, I got a ribbon, she virtuous. In person, this blue life ain't virtual. I can't forget when I heard the truth. I got cut with that word, it got surgical. Conviction can lead to repentance. I pray these verses encourage you. We repented, now we on the vertical. Judah rising, see Isaiah 32. Big business, nothing minuscule. I picked up that pen back in middle school. Guard your light and take heed who you listen to. Watch your mouth and your ears and your vision too. Hashatan and Shalkani won't finish you. In Mortal Kombat, this war is not physical. Gird your loins up and follow the general. Christ, Messiah is coming, that's scriptural. Yeah. You gotta starve your flesh. The real war ain't even started yet. This look like a setup for a second exodus. I'm trying to be where the water at. Let's get it. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers.
Yeah. Let's go. All right, man. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Introducing the new Spire Studio Generation 2 from Isotope.
I just exited out the wrong video. Hold on.
Double the recording time, easy setup.
All right, so from there, we're going to get the actual comments from NGOZI. I ain't trying to twist nobody's words on here. You know what I'm saying? We keep it authentic. We real researchers around this joint. You heard me? Jersey. Let's go. So we gonna analyze, and you know, like the beloved Loaded Luck said, we're gonna chop up this fable. This brother is making some bold claims in this video. All the while trying to, I guess, debunk.
I just want to say two things. I mean, just a few things before you go in, yo.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought the bull, and I'm glad I wanted you to bring up the bull tail that you see Nama has on him. If you deal with these people in Egypt at this time period, and particularly Nama, you do see Mesopotamian people coming in, but they're not coming in the sense of they come in the second half of the Nakata period. And when they come in the second half of the Nakata period, if you look at the Nama's palette, it's a creature in there called it's called serpopods. Serpopods.
You know what's funny about these two individuals that's bitter about what Zion Lex is doing? Zion Lex defeated both of them in a debate. We reviewed Zion Lex debate with NGOZI, and NGOZI, you were trash. You use morphometrics as an argument. Trash. If you're using DNA and genomics, you know morphometrics have nothing to do with that when we're talking about tracing genealogy. That was garbage. That was trash. You were sucked. This ain't nothing new. You heard me say it the first time if you watched the video when I reviewed it. You don't use craniometrics. That's some 18th century garbage. 19th century antiquated garbage. You lost the Zion Lex. You understand? In that debate, anybody can watch it. You can watch our review of it, or you can go to SciNet and actually watch the debate in full. I don't know what that was I watched. Yeah, no sources, no nothing. And it really was quite embarrassing. And what I see this as? I don't see this as an educational retort. I see this video as a response of, I got to get him back because he hurt me very badly. That's what I see this video as a response as. And it's like, that's how it come off of. He stole off on you on SciNet's channel, and both of y'all getting together now because y'all upset. That's how it's coming off to me. Watch this.
It's a mixture between
and also, I'm going to tell you this as well. What he's saying about the Nakata period, the Mesopotamians and Asiatics. I did a whole video about this, the history of Egypt and the Levant. That is true, verified. The earliest part of the Nakata period, you know what I'm saying, about 7,000 years ago, you do see that interaction between Asiatics and ancient Egyptians. So that's solidified. That's not the problem I got. Here's the problem I have with him. Watch this.
The serpent and a leopard. That's the creature with the two long necks. In Mesopotamia, that's called the Jasper cylinder. When you see these people come in, they're trying to take over the northern delta. We talk about finances and trade. Nama was from the south, but he wasn't Kush. He was from a zone called Teti, near Thebes in Upper Egypt. Not Kush, what they say a Kushi. This dude is trying to say Nama is Nimrod. He's trying to take him out. And the reason why the Heru and that bull is so important because you're talking about pastoralist tribes fighting against the agriculturalist tribes, because even with the Proto-Fulani or Puler, you find Jinno, which is the milk god. And even dealing with
and then he's invoking the Fulani. And you know what? I wonder if these guys are one of those pro-Africaners that try to group all of West Africans together, all Africans together. Because I've been wanting to debate somebody on the topic, are all Africans the same? And the Fulani is one of the, star childs of that, showing you and exemplifying that all Africans aren't the same. Those people have IJ, H, and K. Come on, man. These people have all type of European clades. These people are not the same as you and I. Majority of African Americans are haplogroup E, about 60%. You understand? They're not the same as us. The Hausa, the same thing. They have these European clades. They descend from European fathers, Eurasian fathers. But these pro-Africaners will have it seem as if, nah, man, we all the same because we from Africa. That's a goddamn lie. That's a lie. And if you really own your genomic data like that, then you know that's something that should be implicit at this point. Watch this.
The pastoralist formula, I mean, the pastoralist population in the Nile Valley were very important because they stressed to the Sahel. Narma comes from that base. Even in the Tufians, who in the Levant, were partially from a group of people called the Cabrians who linked up.
You see all these claims he's making? The Natufians, we know the Natufians in the Levant, 20% of the DNA was EP2. The other percentage did contain E1, B1b. We also understand that haplogroup E dominated. I covered this on my channel, the Levant, during the Epipaleolithic and Neolithic times. You don't see the other groups come in until the Bronze Age. So solid information. Now he's going to get parsimonious. And here's the thing. He's not going to say he's going to get parsimonious. Watch what he says.
Out of Northeast Africa, go into the Levant, and this is why paternally, this is why I always get into genetic haplogroups. You find an E1, B1, B1b, or EM78.
EM78, watch this.
Clade, which is still the primary base of Egyptian man, which shows these people are indigenous to Africa.
He said it's still the primary base to Egyptian men, showing that these men are indigenous to Africa. What is he using? He's using modern population density and retrodicting it into the past. You don't know if those people belong there or they came in there recently. And who is he referring to? He's referring to the Egyptian Arabs, which I do agree that these people are related to us, but trying to stamp them there, EM78 there, and trying to retroactively put that into the past, there's nothing substantiating that. Watch this.
Before the Pleistocene, they're indigenous paternally. So the only input you find coming in from the Levant highly is Eurasian mitochondrial DNA, like Narma's wife, Nephhotep. She was from the north.
I agree with that.
Time, the Egyptian men were controlled, African men were dominating because in the northern delta, you had
he said at this time the African men were dominating.
Route for Eurasians going in and out. So in the second half of the Nakata period, like I've been trying to explain this dude for a long time, no one denied that there wasn't a Mesopotamian Egyptian trade, especially in the zone of Neked, the Levant, where they had a trade market. But the thing is that they tried to dominate. He tried to say Scorpion was a Mesopotamian. King Scorpion wasn't. The oldest symbol of King Scorpion is found in northern Sudan. The oldest monarch system is found in northern Sudan. It comes from the upper areas of Sudan, of Egypt, and Thebes. And the thing is that those Sumerians, and we try to run with that Sumerian thing, Sigagigi, these people wasn't even, if you look into genetics in Iran, and he tried to talk about.
He said if you look into genetics and you look into Iran, they wasn't even. I've covered on my channel that they have uncovered E1B1A, I think in the 2018 paper, E1B1A in Iran. That's actually found there. You understand? So we actually have a stake in that because the E1B1A and E1B1B was found in Iran in the Bronze Age. So guess where else E1B1A was found? In Mesolithic France. They found E1B1A in Mesolithic France. This lie about our people being stuck in sub-Saharan Africa, Western sub-Saharan Africa for thousands of years, no migration, no trade routes, is just unraveling. So they found it in Mesolithic France. They found it in the Bronze Age Iran, and they also found it in Mesolithic Iran as well in an older sample, right? They also found it in Corsica, which that find was amazing because they said they found a few E1B1A V38 chromosomes, which they said would indicate that these people most likely migrated with EV13 into Europe through the same route, going through the Levant, going through the Balkans, going into Central Europe and spreading out, which is huge. You understand? We actually have tangible evidence that makes it empirical science at this point. But you don't have what you just threw that factoid out there saying EM78 being the base, letting you know that these are African men. And the Africanity statement that you made is what I disagree with, because a lot of this E haplogroup E introgression into these regions was not there initially. You're talking about pre-Nakata period. The pre-Nakata period, when you go into, who was those people there? You're right, there was Eurasian introgression there. But who was the primary people there? What was the base of people there then? Not using population density now. Because if we use population density, white Americans are the original Americans because they're 177 million. They're the largest. We're going off of frequencies, and this is why I like Muntazer's work. Dr. Muntazer, I love you because your work is amazing on genetics, on African genetics in particular. He tells you high frequencies does not denote original population. So we do see EM78 amongst many of these Arabs in Egypt. And those are my people. You know why? Because they're E1B1B. I'm E1B1A. We are closely related. We share a male common ancestor. Not because what plot of land they stepped their foot on. You understand? You pro-Africaners got that problem. I call it Africanity insanity. So it would seem to me, maybe he could correct me, that he's inferring, since you have this this population of EM78 today, as a basis to try to throw that or superimpose that into the past, pre-Naqada period or pre-dynastic Egypt period. You understand? And I'm going to get into that, and really chop that fable down and show you that those people that were there, the primary people there, that we have the evidence for, that we have genetic evidence for, we don't relate to them. You understand? Those early ancient Egyptians. Now we do know there was introgression from the Levant. The Levant corridor has always been active in trade with Egypt, right? He even mentioned it. I covered that in my video about Egypt and Levant. We read the book on, what was that? The actual Oxford history of archaeology under the Levant. That's the book that we covered, right? So watch this. I think this might be an end of his statement.
Pyramids of the step pyramid is a predecessor of the ziggurats, though. You hear something in Egypt before the step pyramid called mastabas. Mastabas is the predecessor of the pyramids or the pyramids. Those ziggurats, the oldest ziggurat you find outside of Iran before it goes into Uruk is in a zone. Before it goes into Uruk in Iraq was in a zone called Teta-Erik, which is in Iran. So guess what? Those Sumerians wasn't who we think they are. From what people say, these people were Eurasians.
NGOZI.
The people are Eurasians. Okay, well, E1B1A was found there. I guess, I like that title. Our clade is Eurasian. Pure NGOZI. No, but I find it funny. They like to argue, pyramids there. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. What I'm primarily focused on tonight is the EM78 statement. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what those people are Eurasians. Many Eurasians, I'm gonna show tonight, was involved in Africa. A lot of you Negroes claim these people as your own. Two coming and I'm in a hotel. That was our people. Black people. Everybody black ain't the same, man. Everybody black ain't the same. I.e. the Fulani. I.e. the Chadic speakers. Okay. We can keep going on. I.e. the Negrito population. Many of them have FM89 lineages. Philippines. Come on, man. All black people ain't the same. Just because someone dark skin or depicted as dark skin, depicted as Negro, and I got something that's gonna really, really make you guys that's pro the Africanity insanity bunch. You really gonna be upset when I show you that the queen during a particular period in Egypt and her hair texture. That's probably gonna make you mad. Because you have this idea about pure Africanity and only one way of being African, and everybody's African that's the same, woolly hair and all this other stuff. You think that's supposed to cut across the board with everybody that has this quote unquote title, this arbitrary title, African. And y'all know I cut against the grain, man. So that's why I take issue with this. Watch this.
It goes. I think. Yeah, you went in, bro. Yeah, but I think.
I think Tahuti wants this body.
Yeah, he want revenge because the brother smacked you up pretty badly live, and this is his way of saying I'll go get you back. No, you gonna get him back by standing in that ring with that man and rematching him. That's how you get him back. Yeah, but I mean, you guys lack that testicular fortitude. We can clearly see here. I gotta learn how to, man the hell up.
Or is it Hillary? In fact, they won't touch this kind of topic. They would like to have some buffoon on who knows nothing about the topic that they can make fun of. But if somebody actually knows what they're talking about, no desire to have a conversation with that guy. And this, I'm afraid, also extends to intellectual academic debate. Professors, I don't name names, but it's true in general, are scared to debate. They say things, but they won't stand up behind them. They rely on their own hospitable crowd of well-wishers to endorse what they say, amplify it. They want Michael Moore to make a movie on it, and they want to be in the New York Review of Books. But they won't stand up man to man in intellectual debate and allow their ideas to be tested.
That's it. Won't stand up man to man and allow your ideas to be tested, man. Don't want to do that at all.
Yeah, that's what they do. When they get a man that's a man, they try to down him. And if you badmouth somebody often enough, you get people adopting what they hear. So you get a negative impression. So what the deal is take the exemplars who behave like they're supposed to, and you get the people turned against that by telling lies, mistruths, exaggerations, and so forth. And they no longer listen to that individual, but they listen to the idiots.
They listen to the idiots. Not the people that put in the research, not the people that study that actually can, explicate this stuff. No. The people just make silly claims that don't back it up.
You had to get some of that kick into.
Yes, sir. Good job, NGOZI.
Yeah, good job, NGOZI. We both got killed by Zion Lick, so let's get together on here and shuck a job. No, go challenge that man to another debate. How about that? Get NGOZI in the ring with Zion Lex again, and Tahuti, get Tahuti in the ring with Zion Lex again. That's how you solve it, bro. Let me go back to the beginning of this. I'm gonna let it play all the way through so it's clear.
The second half of the Nakata period, if you look at the Narmer's palette, it's a
white crown, and over here is Osiris's.
And this is another thing that I know these guys like to play, this pictograph stuff, man. It's really a game of it really ain't a game of academia, mental fortitude with you guys. A lot of this stuff be pictographs with you guys. Picture pages. Come on, man. Y'all gotta raise the level, bruh.
Picture pages, time to get your picture pages, time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages, open up your picture pages, time to watch Bill Cosby do a picture page with you.
Y'all do this picture page stuff, this lookership stuff. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's their argument. I just like poking holes in it. Watch this.
The white crown. The interesting thing about all these symbols is that they all tie into the story of Aset, Nebtet, Heru, Set.
And hold on real quick. I'm not co-signing that Narmer was Nimrod either. I ain't looked into that information. I don't know nothing about that. So for anybody try to run, I know how y'all work. I'm not co-signing none of that, man. My focus is this EM78 stuff, and is NGOZI implying that this is what the early pre-dynastic Egyptians carried. The gene bearers that they carry EM78 during that time period.
Single and all the rest of the material, every single image that the Kemetians had ties into a specific story that goes in sequence. It's not random images.
Crazy. That's
You know what's funny about this video? Tahuti got he got the way he sounds and his cadence and how he carries his speech. He's very similar to how Zion Lex carries his speech, his cadence, and how he talks and delivers information. It's very similar. That's the funny thing about it.
I think this is actually King Tut's. This is King Tut's too. So look, here is Narmer with this headpiece on with the swirl. Okay, and here's Ramesses. This is found all throughout Kemet. Where can we find these images in archaeology dating back prior to 3200 BC, brought from other cultures, and then explain how the story matches? Because they're not just wearing symbols to look fly.
Well.
These symbols tying.
After this, he does mention that there was introgression from Mesopotamia, so that kind of hurts your argument. And he brought up something that what do you call them? Cephalopods. Those long neck beasts that you see on the normal palette, he brought that up as well. And I believe those people with afros on the bottom of the normal palette, according to them in the debate, I'm quoting these people in the debate, those are actually Asiatics on that normal palette, according to NGOZI in that debate he had with Zion Lex.
Into a story. They have the Heru bird for the Heru story. They have the Het Heru or the Het cow for the story of Heru because his mother was called.
Which is funny because it hurts your argument because you're trying to say there's no show the evidence, but the guy that's going to get on the phone and going to get the evidence of introgression of the Asiatics coming in. He was like, well, they were trying to dominate. Who gives a damn they were trying to dominate? That shows that there was an introgression there. That was foreign people coming into Egypt, back and forth, trading, warring, or whatnot. That's the history between the Egyptians and the Levantines. The Levantine corridor has always been used for trade and travel and war.
The sacred cow. There's reasons why they're wearing these symbols. Now,
he didn't teach that right.
Not at all. Not at all. He's saying that the Narmer is from Cush because of the Bible narrative. The Bible is the one that said. Well, we didn't get to that part. We're going to get to that. The Bible says Nimrod is from Cush because he's about to say.
Let's get to the root of it.
So here come on and goes. I'm gonna let him say his whole statement unabated.
He's about to say that Nimrod is Narmer. Watch this. Who's that?
He's on there. NGOZI was on the whole time.
I just want to say two things. I mean, just a few things before you go in, yo.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought the bull, and I'm glad I wanted you to bring up the bull tail that you see Narmer has on him. If you deal with these people in Egypt at this time period, and particularly Narmer, you do see Mesopotamian people coming in, but they're not coming in the sense of they come in the second half of the Nakata period. And when they come in the second half of the Nakata period, if you look at the Narmer's palette, it's a creature that it's called serpopods.
That's what it was.
Serpopods is a mixture between a serpent and a leopard. That's the creature with the two long necks. In Mesopotamia, that's called the Jasper cylinder. When you see these people come in, they're trying to take over the northern delta. We talk about finances and trade. Narmer was from the south, but he wasn't Kush. He was from a zone called Teti, near Thebes in Upper Egypt. Not Kush, what they say, a Kushi. This dude is trying to say Narmer is Nimrod. He's trying to take him out. And the reason why the Heru and that bull is so important because you're talking about pastoralist tribes fighting against the agriculturalist tribes because they even with the proto-Fulani
the agriculturists are superior,
which is the milk god, and even dealing with the pastoralist formula. I mean, the pastoralist population in the Nile Valley were very important because they stressed to the Sahel. Narmer comes from that base. Even in the Tufians who in the Levant were partially from a group of people called the Cabrians who linked out of Northeast Africa, go into the Levant. And this is why paternally, this is why I always get into genetics, haplogroups. You find an E1B1B1B or EM78. That clade, which is still the primary base of Egyptian man, which shows these people are indigenous to Africa since before the Pleistocene. They're indigenous paternally. So the only input you find coming in from the Levant highly is Eurasian mitochondrial DNA. Like Narmer's wife, Nephotep, she was from the north. At this time, the Egyptian men were controlled, African men were dominated because in the northern delta, you had a cross route for Eurasians going in and out. So in the second half of the Nakata period, like I've been trying to explain this for a long time, no one denied that there wasn't a Mesopotamian Egyptian trade, especially in the zone of Nekhet. the Levant, where they had a trade market. But the thing is that they tried to dominate. He tried to say Scorpion was a Mesopotamian. King Scorpion wasn't. The oldest symbol of King Scorpion is found in northern Sudan. The oldest monarch system is found in northern Sudan. It comes from the upper areas of Sudan, of Egypt, and Thebes. And the thing is that those Sumerians, and we try to run with that Sumerian thing, Sigagigi, these people wasn't even, if you look into genetics in Iran, and he tried to talk about the pyramids or the step pyramid as a predecessor of the Ziggurat stone, you had something in Egypt before the step pyramid called mastabas. Mastabas is the predecessor of the pyramids or the pyramids. Those ziggurats, the oldest ziggurat you find outside of Iran, before it goes into Uruk, is in a zone, before it goes into Uruk in Iraq, was in a zone called Teta-Edik, which is in Iran. So guess what? Those Sumerians wasn't who we think they are. From what people say, these people were Eurasians.
These people were Eurasians. So you want to be when they was a part of their clades.
NGOZI. I think. Yo, you went in, bro. Yo, but I think Tahuti wants this body. You had to get some of that kick in too.
Yeah, you had to get some in there too, because Zion Lex, kicked both of these dudes' ass. You know what I'm saying? Laid the smack down on their candy asses. That's what happened. Now they getting on the phone together. Yeah, man, let's talk. Man, don't talk, man. Get in the ring with this dude again, man. You lost? Okay, clean yourself off and debate the brother again. That's all you got to do. All right, from there, let's start opening up some sources. Hey, shalom, Sean Harris. What's going on? Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe. So he brought up the EM78 thing. You guys all heard it. Talking about that's the population base. And he's basing off of, modern day, which you'd be correct. Modern day Egyptians do have it. But my thing is, are you implying that goes back in time to the pre-Naqada periods, pre-dynastic periods? If so, I disagree with that. And this is why I disagree with that. First, we're going to get a little history lesson here. All right. So we're going to share our screens and get a little history about, Nubia and Egypt. And why we're going to focus on Nubia, third, fourth cataract of the Nile, is because we actually have ancient DNA samples going back to the time in question. All right. Paternal DNA samples, excuse me. All right. So this is Humanities Libre text. Charlotte Miller, Associate Professor of History at the Middle Georgia State University, is the one who wrote this. Source from University System of Georgia via Galileo Open Learning Materials. And it's dealing with Nubia, the kingdoms of Kerma and Kush. I want to deal with them specifically because, like I said, they were along the Nile around the 34th, and I think maybe the 5th cataract, which is below Egypt, right, in the Sudan. But we actually have DNA going back to the time in question. That's why I want to focus on these people. We're going to make an educated guess about something, a good parsimonious model. Then this is the closest you're going to get. Watch this. And then I remember Cyrus who said, he said they came from the south in Ethiopia and the foots of the moon. I remember he used to say that. Where he say that? The debate against when he said goat herders. That's what you niggas was. That debate against Nasi. What was that? 2012, 2011. That debate right there. I think he said that the ancient Egyptians came. They tell you where they came from. They came from Ethiopia, the foot of the moon, or something like that. Somebody watching know what I'm talking about. Maybe we should review that on the source. Should we review that debate on the source, y'all? Hey, shalom, Chemo. Sarasu Seti is my favorite, Kemetic guy, man. I'm just saying, I'm showing love. Anyway, the article says the region south of Aswan at the first cataract of the Nile River is commonly called Nubia. Nubia is notable for its long-term dynamic relationship with ancient Egypt. Just as importantly, Nubia was also the site of an early civilization, the kingdom of Kerma. So we're going to be dealing with pre-Kerma as well, before this period, because we see a genetic trend pre-Kerma of a certain haplogroup, and it ain't got nothing to do with you American Negroes. at all. You don't relate to these people. I'm gonna show and prove. You know how we do here. We exemplify points, man. We don't do like these Africaners, man. The Africanity insanity must stop. All right, so the kingdoms of Kerma, 2400 BCE to 1500 BCE, and Kush, 1000 BCE to 300 CE, emerged along the Nile River. These kingdoms prospered, especially due to their productive agriculture and the region's copious natural resources. At certain points, both Kerma and Kush were strong enough to successfully invade Egypt. These kingdoms in Nubia also developed their own religious and cultural traditions, including their written script, Meroitic. I believe that's how that's stated. Meroitic. That's probably how that's pronounced. Meroitic or Meroitic, however you say it, right? While the people of this region, known collectively as Nubians, borrowed heavily from the Egyptians, Nubians also had distinctive practices that set their civilization apart from that of their northern neighbors. Scholars generally link the origins of ancient Kerma in present-day Sudan back to the desiccation of the Sahara Desert. Why is that important? So again, let's read that again. Scholars generally link the origins of ancient Kerma in present-day Sudan back to the desiccation of the Sahara Desert and the rise of the dynastic Egypt. After the desiccation of the Sahara Desert is when the desertification started and the Green Sahara began to shrink. So these people started to leave these Sahara regions, you understand? And they went towards the Nile. So this is why it's so prevalent to find these early individuals living in the Sudan, living in the pre-Kerma society. It's important because they represent this group that migrated from the Sahara. You understand? Hypothetically, theoretically, is what the scholars are saying, what that happened during that time. We don't have a time machine. We're not omniscient. But we do know the Green Sahara existed, and it began to become the Sahara Desert that we know today, which has caused a mass migration of peoples towards Egypt. And it spiked this period of time. All right, it says similarly, ancient Egypt, the drying out of the region encouraged people to move closer to the Nile River in the years between 5 to 4000 BCE. Rock paintings showing cattle in areas that have been deserts for thousands of years attest to the environmental changes in Nubia and also the development of a cattle culture that dates back to at least the 4th millennium BCE. Just as in Egypt, the desiccation of the Sahara Desert drew together people from all directions. As people settled closer to the Nile River in Nubia, they brought their cattle, their agricultural traditions, and their languages, building settlements with higher population densities. So again, they left the Sahara. These people left the Sahara, went to the Sudan, and went to Egypt. We don't have the ancient white paternal groups or paternal evidence from Egypt, but we do have it for the pre-Kerma population and the Kadruka population of Sudan. Additionally, Egyptian elites designed ivory, animal skins, tents, incense, and other luxury goods, prompting trade between Nubia and Egypt that predated the unification of Egypt. So these people were trading back and forth before Egypt was unified. With increased demand for luxury goods as social stratification grew, the Egyptians even ran military forays in Nubia. After unification, the Egyptians continued to invade Nubia to trade and raid for slaves and cattle. Likely Nubian desires to control trade and protect themselves from Egyptian raids further compelled state formation in Nubia. Without Nubian records from the 3rd millennium BC, it's difficult to identify additional reasons why the state arose. However, archaeological evidence does clearly indicate that about 2400 BC, Nubians had formed the kingdom of Kerma between the 3rd and 4th cataracts of the Nile River. All right, so let's get the DNA on these people. You know how we do over here, man. Go straight to the evidence. Class in session says the Hunifer Papyrus. The Hunifer Papyrus describes the origin of the Egyptians. Yeah, give me some quotes from it. Give me a quick paraphrase of what that papyri is talking about. But I want to get into the DNA, ancient DNA of these people. And I'm going to go to one of my favorite geneticists, Muntaser and others, an African geneticist. Watch this. Which one is it? Genetic patterns of Y chromosomes and mitochondrial DNA. There we go. All right, so this is from the University of Khartoum, right? Genetics patterns of Y chromosomes and mitochondrial DNA variation with implications of the peopling of the Sudan. Remember, what sparked the peopling of the Sudan? The shrinking of the Green Sahara. People moved away from the Sahara during this time and moved towards the Sudan, moved towards the Nile River, right? The area known today as Sudan may have been the scene of pivotal human evolutionary events, both as a corridor for ancient and modern migrations, as well as the venue of crucial past cultural evolution. Several questions pertaining to the pattern of succession of the different groups in early Sudan have been raised. To shed light on these aspects, ancient DNA and present DNA collection were made and studied using Y chromosome markers for ancient DNA and Y chromosome and mitochondrial DNA for present DNA. Bone samples from different skeletal elements of burial sites from Neolithic, Meroitic, post-Meroitic, and Christian periods in Sudan were collected from Sudan National Museum. Ancient DNA extraction was successful in 35 out of 76 samples. PCR was performed for sex determination using a melogenin marker. 14 samples were females and 19 were males. To generate Y chromosome-specific haplogroups, AM13, BM60, and FM89 YALU polymorphism or YAP markers, which define the deep ancestral haplotypes in the phylogenetic tree of Y chromosomes, were used. Haplogroup AM13, listen, watch this. Out of these ancient samples in the pre-Kerma, in the Sudan, who are these people? What was their genetics? Haplogroup AM13 was found at high frequencies among Neolithic samples. Haplogroup FM89 and YAP appeared to be more frequent among what? Meroitic. So the Neolithic is the new Stone Age that comes before the Meroitic. The Meroitic comes much later, when they around the early, the 1st century BCE, they came in, right? They started speaking their language, developed that language. That's when you start seeing FN89 lineages, right? In the post-Meroitic and Christian periods, that's when you start seeing that. But before that, prior Neolithic examples, you see high frequencies of AM13. These are not your people. You American Negroes, you do not descend from haplogroup A. Majority of y'all come from haplogroup E. So when you guys try to make this connection to the Naqada period, pre-dynastic Egypt, most of these people that was in this region that came from the area of when the Sahara shrunk would have been AM13. Not E1B1A, not E1B1B, none of that. They would be most likely AM13 that's just coming from the genomic data. So where's this EM78 stuff coming from? Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I don't understand what he's saying. They're African because of EM78. And you can't even infer that. You can't push that EM78 into this area. There's no genetic data to go off of. The only genetic data, the closest thing we have is these Sudanese remains, these pre-Kerma people that dominated with high frequencies during this time. That's what we see. Haplogroup AM13. I'm going to talk on this one. Check this out. So we see haplogroup AM13, and we know the San people are known for that. Nilotes, some Nilotic people are known for that, right? Nilo-Saharan speakers are known to carry AM13, haplogroup A. And you know what's interesting about that? A couple years ago, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, they did a study and they found evidence of the migration of the San people. The San people was not always in South Africa. They know this because they have Eurasian admixture. In order for you to obtain Eurasian admixture, you have to be around Eurasians. It's just that simple. We don't got to go too deep into genetics on this thing. Common sense. In order for you to attain any admixture, you must admix with those people. So we're going to read that as well. And that goes back, and that brings that haplogroup into the area, you know, at least 3,000 years ago. So we know they have evidence of those people migrating and moving. It wasn't just in sub-Saharan Africa or deep south. Really, we could also say that could be an effect, a byproduct of what we call in the Bantu expansion. We came in, displaced a lot of these people, and moved them further south. But the point I want to bring here is these individuals, primarily haplogroup AM13, not EM78, not E1B1B, not E1B1A, none of that. Come on, man. Where's your evidence for these statements? Can we get some evidence for a change? Haplogroups A, M13 was found at high frequencies among Neolithic samples. Haplogroup F, M89, and YAP appeared to be more frequent amount around the Meroitic. That's when you start seeing M78 and all that other stuff as well. You don't see that there during the pre-Kerma period. You don't see it. And remember, this population is a result of the Green Sahara shrinking and a great migration from these areas. All right, you don't see haplogroup BM60. You don't see Chris, what was it, Chris Rock? Yeah, brother came, Ahaya B. Praise came over here and let me know that Chris Rock had haplogroup B. I was like, word, he got haplogroup B. Yeah, man, he's a pygmy. He's a bushman, man. Guess what? What's the important thing? These are not our ancestors. We do not descend from these guys. We're not related to these guys at all. And I think I'm one of the only channels that when we going into DNA pointing this stuff out, man. Yeah, NGOZI do be talking like he the king of DNA, man. But I wanna know what he meant by that EM78 statement. Yeah, a lot of Arabs in EM78. That doesn't mean the Nakata period of Egypt was inundated by people with EM78. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, I'm not sorry. Hell with being sorry. It's the truth. We're more likely to see more individuals in AM13 because that's what we see in the pre-Kerma period, right? So it didn't help anybody out what we're talking about here. The Neolithic, right? Let me give y'all this chart right here. Let me stop sharing that one. Share this one. I ain't gonna be too long tonight. I gotta go to work in the morning. I might open up. Maybe he want to come in here. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. Hey, Shalom, Low Avenue. Shalom, Orthodox Moore. Hey, Orthodox Moore, you funny. That is what he did, for memorize the names and the terminology. Can he go into it? I think this is what I want right here. Nah, that's not what I want. I want to show you guys this chart so you can understand the time periods. When we're saying Neolithic, pre-Kerma, and so on and so forth. Because we know Kerma established itself around what, 2400 BCE? Right? So pre-Kerma will be, 2500 and beyond, before that. Let me share this with y'all. If I can get it up on the screen, then I'll drop the link and we can discuss some more things. If anybody want to come in, chime in, and get their 2 cents on the matter. I think this is it right here. All right, if you can see the screen, see the Neolithic civilizations in the Nile Valley in the Eastern Sahara. You see that? 10,000 to 4,000 years ago, right? Or 4,000 BCE. Excuse me. 3800 to 27 BCE, you had the A group culture. Now, the A group culture in Lower Nubia would be a part of this pre-Kerma culture that we're talking about. This pre-Kerma culture would largely consist of AM13 individuals, haplogroup AM13 individuals. And going into this period, Lower Nubia under Egyptian control, still AM13, and then they established themselves as the Kingdom of Kerma, 2500 to 50 BCE. There's something else I want to touch on too tonight for all you brothers and all you sisters that's claiming the 18th dynasty, Tutankhamun, you know what I'm saying, King Tut, you know what I'm saying, Amenhotep the Third, you know what I'm saying. All you people that's claiming these individuals as your ancestors, I got some bad news for you. Matter of fact, let me get into that one next. Y'all gonna learn this Africanity insanity has to stop. The Africanity insanity has to stop. Let me put the link in the chat. Anybody want to come on, they can come on. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Let me get the article dealing with Tutankhamun. Man, the pro-Africaners are going to be mad on this one. Watch. Because they did the DNA. Here it is right here. Paleogenomic based kinship analysis of ancient Egyptian human remains. Here we go. This is like when you watching Mari and he getting ready to say, you are the father, or you not the father? Watch this. Watch this right here. All right, we're going to open this tab. We're going to open up the insights from ancient DNA. All right, so I'm going to show you the article before we get into meat and potatoes of this article. You know what I'm saying? The insights from ancient DNA analysis of Egyptian human mummies. Clues to disease and kinship. I have a section on malaria here that's very interesting because we know malaria developed in sub-Saharan Africa. So what is it doing in the east? Northeast. All right, so let's go now. We're not going to touch on that, though. We're going to talk about this. All you people that's looking to ancient Egypt. Again, so we go to Sudan and Nubia and show that those early people, the pre-Kerma, were dominated by AM13. That's what all the DNA samples show. Majority of them are AM13. Those are not your people. Now, let's go to the New Kingdom. And now you can't claim, are you going to claim the Hyksos? The Hyksos are Asiatics. So if you're going to say that your people are the ancestors of the Hyksos, then you, by default, are claiming an Asiatic lineage. Then right after the Hyksos fall, then you have the 18th dynasty come, and you have Amenhotep, Tutankhamun, and all those guys. And we're going to see, do you Negroes in America relate to these pharaohs? All right. So it says a paleogenomic base kinship analysis of ancient Egyptian human remains. The genetic relateness of individuals from archaeological sites has been utilized to elucidate family relationships. And that's what we're finna do. We're about to elucidate some family relationships tonight on the source. We about to, all you brothers and sisters, and I think Killer Priest then was talking about King Tut as if they were them. Or those are their ancestors. And that's an error. You're not related to these 18th dynasty pharaohs at all. So there's a number of studies on Egyptian human remains assess the maternal and paternal lineages using both mtDNA sequences and nuclear DNA markers, including autosomal and Y chromosome short tandem repeats. To the best of our knowledge, no full NGS autosomal study has been published yet in this regard. Only uniparental markers were utilized. Uniparental markers, Y chromosome, X chromosome. We know that, right? So an investigative study was carried out on the familial relationships of a number of late 18th dynasty mummies, circa 1550 to 1295 BC, including that of Tutankhamun. The study was based on the analysis of the autosomal and Y chromosome STR markers in addition to the mitochondrial hypervariable region 1 sequence, a 4-generation pedigree of Tutankhamun's immediate lineage, and the identity of his ancestors were established. The royal male lineage was the Y chromosome haplogroup R1b. The royal male lineage was the Y chromosome haplogroup R1b that was passed from the grandparent Amenhotep III to the father Akhenaten to the grandchild Tutankhamun. All these people that y'all been praising as your ancestors and venerating as your ancestors, telling people that we go back to these people in the 18th dynasty and the gold and King Tut, and this is our people and we great because of them. Negro, please. Oh, shoot. Look, man, y'all been lied to. You've been bamboozled. This is why you can't be dealing with picture page scholarship, man. You guys got to study up on this information. Let me read it again one more time.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I see
what I'm saying?
I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
Somebody messed up bad. Anybody claiming? Who's claiming? What African American is claiming his lineage, man? Let me know. Maybe y'all should. If y'all know anybody that's suffering from Africanity insanity, send them this article. It can clear some of those remedies up. So let's read it again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe for the audience that just came in. This is about the 18th dynasty pharaohs. Let's go back to it again. A 4-generation pedigree of Tutankhamun's immediate lineage and the identity of his ancestors were established. The royal male lineage was the Y chromosome haplogroup R1b. That was passed from the grandparent Amenhotep III to the father Akhenaten to the grandchild Tutankhamun. The maternal lineage is the mitochondrial haplogroup K, extended from the great-grandmother Thuya to grandmother Elder Lady Queen Tai. We're going to show her picture of her mommy tonight. To the yet historically unidentified mother, KV35, younger lady to Tutankhamun. These women, these African queens. These are African queens. These were black queens. They may have been black. I'm not taking that from you, but they ain't got nothing to do with your black ass. Yo, why are we not teaching it? Why hasn't this hit Sonetta, man? Why hasn't nobody went on Sonetta and did a presentation about the Y chromosome haplogroups and genealogies of the 18th dynasty pharaohs? You keep trying to stick us into this Egyptian paradigm, this Kemetic paradigm. Went to the pre-Kerma population. They were AM13. Why did I go to them? Because they are the population that came in and swept into the Nile after the Sahara storm. Then we get to the 18th dynasty, and we see that these people were R1. These males, this royal male lineage is R1, and we know who broke the male line. This male lineage, this royal lineage was broke by Ramesses. That's when our people came into it. It's about to say because they money train went in. They money training in. If they come on, man, they can't tell the truth about King Tut. You are not the father. Man, look. But who we are related to, we can get to the next portion of this of this greatness here. You are now tuned into the greatest. Look, another genetic examination was done as part of a multidisciplinary study on the mummies of Ramesses III in the unknown man E, 20th dynasty, circa 1190 to 1070 BC. Ramesses III was subjected to an assassination attempt by members of his harem as part of a palace coup, historically known as the Harem Conspiracy and recorded in the Judicial Papyrus of Turin. The unknown man E was suggested to be Pentawar, the son sharing in the coup. Study concluded on the basis of the radiographic evidence that the pharaoh was murdered during the attempt. The genetic results confirmed that both mummies, Pentawar and Ramesses, had the same Y chromosome molecular signature E1B1A haplotype, and one set of identical autosomal alleles suggesting a father-son relationship. So these pharaohs, we can say we are related to because they have E1B1A. But you guys don't even mention Ramesses like that. Ramesses really, when you think about it, Ramesses get the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Modern Christians painted him as the pharaoh of the oppression. You know what I'm saying? The one that we related to get all of the bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who caused the Egyptian hate and so on and so forth. But then when we start talking and glorifying the pharaohs, you know, a lot of times it's Amenhotep, a lot of times it's Tutankhamun, a lot of times it's Akhenaten. These are the people they glorify. They don't even glorify the one that we actually related to. I wonder why. Low Avenues, you funny. This brother said, wouldn't claim Tut no way, especially when mom and dad's as full brothers and sisters. Yeah, they did have that. You know, they kept the royal line going, if you know what I mean, man. The incest thing was real. A higher praise, it says, in their mind, black skin automatically means they are our people. And that's why it's important to, you know, really understand and break down genetics, because everybody black ain't us. The Chadic speakers are not us. The Fulani people are not us. The Hausa people are not us. A lot of them have European clades, and that's just the facts. What does that mean by having European DNA? What does that mean? That means they have different fathers, a different set of fathers they descend from than you. That's what that means. These people in the Sudan, y'all was claiming Nubia and all that. You can't claim that. These early ones was AM13. You understand? Haplogroup A and B has black skin, so to NGOZI and NGOZI, they are people. Yeah, come on, man. Everybody got black skin is your people, man. Taiwan Bright says, we are from, and I'm glad I hired you here because you brought up the fact that Chris Rock is haplogroup B. He ain't our people, man. And when I say he ain't our people, I'm talking about genetically, man. We don't share the same fathers as he does. Oh, man, you hate black people, man. I mean, it's the truth. All black people don't share the same paternal clades. You guys, if you guys watched the show this weekend, I showed you guys the black belt of Alabama's DNA results. All those people that put their DNA in that registry were African Americans, and they had I's, they had Q's, G, H, K. They had all type of European clades in them. You understand? So you just because they black don't mean they us. Clash Assassin says, I thought the Fulani were E1B1A or E1B1B. No. The Fulani have a lot of European clades, and they might have those clades in them, but it's probably low frequency. Callie T said, he says Yoruba and the Mandinka are descendants of Ramesses. Now here's the thing. I took my DNA test on 23andMe, and the bottom of my paternal results, it says you and Ramesses share a paternal ancestor that's either from Northern Africa or Western Eurasia. That's what 23andMe is telling me. Or anybody that's got E1B1A. It's going to say the same thing. Thank you, Chemo. They should know this stuff. They always talk about the Khoisan people. And when they was on the street talking about, we gave birth to the human race. All this other stuff. We were the first ones. You do know that's talking about the Khoisan people, right? That ain't talking about you. Orthodox Moore says, are you of the position that no one from the house of Fulani can be national Israel by sojourning, or are you just speaking in tribal Israel haplogroups? What I'm saying is that we don't share the same blood. Just because you don't share the same blood or the same pedigree or genealogy as us doesn't mean you can't rock with us. So they can still rock with us. Like the Bible says, we have a law of the stranger. They can come in, adopt our culture, adopt our ways, and be one with us. And we will treat them as a homeborn citizen. So it ain't about the treatment of people. It's just really get to the nitty gritty about genealogy and how these pro-Africaners, as I call them, try to group everybody on the continent of Africa as the same when there's 5 major different paternal haplogroups there: A, B, E, J, and I think R. I think the last one's R. That's really the point of me bringing this out. And then, NGOZI brings up, well, EM78 was always there, or some madness like that, and he's trying to retrodict that into the past. I don't agree with that, and I showed you that these pre-Kerma people were AM13. They wasn't EM78. This brother says, I'm EP252 from EV38, Ramesses King. Oh, that's what's up. It was something I wanted to address. Somebody made a statement, and I've been seeing this a lot. You abos, it's a lot of aboriginals popping up on our lives. I've been noticing it, like right here. Taiwan Bright says, we are from America. Brother, how do you come to that conclusion? How do you say we have found E1B1A in Mesolithic France? Do you understand what that means? We have found E1B1A in Mesolithic France. You understand? About 5,000 years ago. So for you to say and make that statement that we came from America, how do you explain all of this ancient DNA? We found our DNA in Iran. Found our DNA in these places that's over there near the Mediterranean, not near the Amazonian River. So I don't know, how do you make the claim that we are from America? Maybe I should do that. Maybe that should be my next series of shows, dealing with the genetics of ancient America and bringing that to the forefront. You understand? Because there are African Americans with haplogroup Q, which is associated with Native Americans. 80% of Native Americans have that Y chromosome, the males. So maybe you got some there. I mean, some African Americans there. Am I open to haplogroup E making its way to America? I am open to that idea. Matter of fact, I believe that's what happened. I'm gonna tell you what I believe. But here's the problem with what I believe. I can't show you that through genetics. You know what I'm saying? I can't show you that. And that's the problem I have with claims that we are from America, we from South America, and Egypt's and like all this. Can you demonstrate that for me? Now, I believe our people came over here, but this we are from stuff, that's when I have an issue. Because we have plenty of evidence showing. We got Ramesses DNA. He's E1B1A. We are clearly over there, not over here. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to argue traveling, I'm with you. I agree. I believe we did travel over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as it goes. I can tell you what I believe. I can't show you nothing on the DNA side. What else is going on? Brother said low avenues all the way in India. Yeah, man. We DNA in Iran, DNA in France, DNA. They had E1B1A V38 chromosomes found in Corsica, right outside of Italy. And what was so impactful with that is they grouped it up with EV13 and said that they traveled with EV13. That's why we see it in Corsica. That's why we see it in France. They traveled from the Levant through the Levant corridor all the way up through the Balkans and then migrated into Europe. That's huge. That lets us know we have an ancient presence over there. So when you say we from America, I don't know about that. Some female natives do have haplogroup X, which means they possibly could be from the Druze or, relating to the Druze population in the Middle East. So that is true. Oh, he said my information. Oh, Clash and Session said I'm wrong. He said I've got to admit that the information surprised me. I have seen a few Fulani show that 23andMe results and it showed the haplogroup. So E1B1A. Yeah, no, I'm never all or nothing. Some of them do got E1B1A. But it's high frequencies of European clades amongst them. He said, most I know is my granddad. Granddad is from America. This brother said, Army Rocker, man. Army Rocker. Brother, what does that mean? What does Army Rocker mean? Brother said it was in South Arabia. Yes, it had an ancient presence. If you're talking about E1B1A, we also know that it had ancient presence in Oman and Saudi Arabia and stuff of that nature as well. Orthodox more says appreciate the clarity anytime, brother. And that's right, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. All right, we moving around. Callie T also says the freedmen of Princeville, North Carolina, intermingled with the Tuscarora. My father's grandmother were of the lineage. That an Indian tribe. That's another Indian tribe. I studied the genetics on. A lot of EM2 was amongst them. I'm trying to think of their name. They had a lot of EM2, a lot of our DNA introgress amongst them. But they also had a lot of R1 and other stuff, man. I'm trying to think, what is their name? I was looking at it. Me and James was going over it. He says, so E1B1A was in France before Nigeria. I will put it to you like this, Vernon Robinson. Show me E1B1A, E1B1A sample in sub-Saharan Africa before. I'm not going to do that. It ain't no E1B1A in Nigeria. No DNA samples in Nigeria. There's no DNA samples. Cameroon, none of that. Going back into Mesolithic times. We finding all this old DNA outside of the areas they said we supposed to be at. Found E1B1A in the Bronze Age in Iran, and we found Mesolithic around 5,000 years ago in France. And the Corsica samples, they dated that to 7,000 years ago. I don't see no E1B1A, no samples. When I say samples, I'm talking about they dug something out the ground, they dug a fossil out the ground, a human skeletal remains out the ground, and extracted the DNA from the skeletal remains, and then determined we have E1B1A here. They don't. The oldest they found 8,000 years ago, I covered it on here, was A00. And the other one was like BM60 or something like that. Let me put it to you like that, man. A higher be praised and also believe he was from the Eastern Nile Delta because he adopted the name Set, a name that was only adopted by non-Egyptian pharaohs, just like Seti, who was also the non-Egyptian heritage. Are you referring to Ramesses? Okay, let me read the rest of what you said. Ramesses the third father, Set Nakiti, I guess that's how you say it, was not related to any, other previous pharaohs. It is believed he was the usurper who took the throne of Egypt when Egypt was under a state of civil unrest. Shout out to Higher Be Praised, man. Like I said, man, 6th Man of the Year award goes to this man. This man get a triple-double off the bench every time we go live. This brother is setting the comments on fire with actual factual works, man. Shout out to High People. I always give that brother his flowers, man. He be going in. Let me see if I miss anything. No, I'm caught up. So I wanted to, before I end this, I want to show you guys. Now I'm all over the place. I had this ordered at first. I wanted to show you guys Queen, how you say her name? Tyre or Tyre? Yeah, I wanted to show you her hair texture for all you people who are saying that this was a beautiful African queen, and no. Stop it. The Africanity insanity must stop. So we're gonna pull this up. Let me find it. Hold on. Oh wait, we didn't even finish this, did we? We didn't even finish this, man. Y'all got me sidetracked. Watch this. Let me blow this up. Maybe y'all can't. I don't be knowing if y'all can see it or not. I'll be honest. Let me just blow it up a little bit for you. All right, watch this. Watch what they found in the 12th dynasty, man. It says genomic analysis could resolve a long-standing question regarding the kinship of two high-status Egyptians from the 12th dynasty, 1985, 1773 BC, known as two brother mummies, Nakht Ankh and Kum and Num Nakht. The two mummies shared the same tomb, and inscriptions of their coffins stated that they had the same mother name. Num-Ah, however, when unwrapped, they were different morphologically from each other. Using hybridization capture of the mitochondrial and Y chromosome fractions followed by NGS, the results revealed that both mummies were assigned to the same mtDNA haplogroup N1A1, indicating a maternal relationship. On the other hand, incomplete profiles of Y STRs were obtained but showed variations between the two mummies, suggesting they belonged to different fathers, and they may likely be half brothers. Now, from my research, their Y chromosome DNA was actually K. K is not an African haplogroup. It's a Eurasian haplogroup. M1A1 is not an African mitochondrial haplogroup. It's a Eurasian haplogroup. So what's up with all this African queen, all black people, the same stuff that dies and implodes when you deal with genomic data. All right. Now let me get this queen. We're done with that. Let's get the queen tire page. I want you guys to see how she looked for all these lookership brothers. See if she looked like a black African queen that these people try to depict her as. Watch this. Let's see, queen. I think it's Tyre, right? Tire. How you spell her name? Well, I had this loaded up, man, and I'm having so much fun bringing this information out. Queen Tyre. Somebody tell me how to say this name in the chat, man. Tyre, Queen Tyre, her mommy. Let's find her mommy. All right, here it is. This is a funny website too. Hold on, check this out, y'all. For all you guys depicting her as these African queens, right, with their woolly hair and their natural hair. Oh man, y'all in for it. So it says Egyptian queen. This is Al-Bawaba. That's the name of the web.com. It says Egyptian queen Tyre's hair steals the show in the Grand Mummy's Royal Parade in Egypt. Last night, Egypt has presented distinguished historical event through the procession of pharaonic royal mummies, which traveled from the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square in the Egyptian capital, Cairo, to the National Museum of the Civilization in the city of Fustat, during which one of the mummies caught the attention because of its hair, which appeared in very good condition despite being embalmed for thousands of years, sparking the astonishment of social media users. This mummy belongs to Queen Tyre, and as why her hair was not damaged, Mukhtar El-Sabani, a member of the Supreme Committee of Egyptian Museums, revealed that Queen Tyre had undergone a high-percentage embalming process because of her high rank as a queen, and her hair had the largest share of this interest. Look at her hair. Look at her. That's her hair. That's her hair texture. So much for your black African queen. That's her hair texture, man. She was most likely Eurasian, man. Just like the people she was with are European. Tutankhamun and all them were R1B. You understand? I guess she was listening to Willow Smith back then. She was whipping her hair back and forth. Is this what y'all meant by the black African queens of the 18th dynasty? Is this what y'all was referring to? Oh, look at those African features. Look at that hair. You understand? Features don't mean nothing to me, but to y'all, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? A person got to look a certain way. You got to have woolly hair. He got to have a big nose. You know what I'm saying? He got to be a certain shade of brown. He can't just be brown. He got to be a certain shade of brown. None of these people have that. Look at this hair. All right, man. I'm through, man. The brother said, you sure the Obama process didn't straighten hair? The Obama process is now the 23andMe. I'm not 23andMe, but what's that? Just for Me. It's a Just for Me kit. It's a perm kit that straightens these people hair out. No, I'm sure, man, that it happened. I have no problem with her hair looking like that, but these pro-Africans do. You know what I'm saying? They go, oh, it's a sham. It's a sham. The white man trying to put himself in Egypt. Man, the Africanity insanity must stop. All right, man. What else I have for y'all, man? I think that's it, man. I think that's it. I don't want the angry African that's coming after me, man. So I don't think I should show you guys anymore. I mean, I could show you the 2 Egyptian mummies with haplogroup J. I could do that. You know, put the cherry on the top here. Oh, man. All right, man. It's been fun. I got to go work in the morning. I can't be up all night with y'all. Y'all seen it, pre-dynastic Egypt. Most likely it was AM 13 with the evidence available. And then when you get to the 18th dynasty, those are R1B, not them. And then if you go before the 18th dynasty, then we're going to deal with the Hyksos. Are y'all going to claim the Hyksos now? Somebody talk to me. Y'all going to claim the Hyksos? Is anybody going to claim the Hyksos? True Judah said, what always confuses me is how Jay comes up in Hittites, Philistines. How are these Hamites always coming up with Jay? I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is introgression. These people introgress into these different people groups. These people groups were not uniform. They were diverse. You understand? Because they were dealing with trade and other nations coming in and coming out of these different localities in the Middle East, Anatolia, and so on and so forth. They wasn't uniform. A lot of people try to make these people uniform, man. They not. That's why we see Jay in Egypt. We see Jay. Look. Uh-oh. We got somebody. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Africaner? What's happening, Kansu? Kansu, man. Are you proud of your ancient Egyptian lineage? Your black African Egyptian lineage? Aren't you proud of Tutankhamun? I'm in a hotel, Akhenaten. Aren't you proud of that? The R1B Europeaners? Oh, man. Hey, you're going to have to catch the replay. Unless you want to come over here and say something in the last 2 seconds. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. You can catch the replay, see all the sources that we brought up. Your boy, if he was saying that EM78 was the basis for the pre-Nakata Egypt, I don't see that in no data, no genomic data, no genetic information, no chromosomes, no nothing, no uniparental markers. I don't see that in any paper. So if that's what he's saying, the dude was wrong. Absolutely wrong. A lot of you pro-Africaners are wrong. A lot of these, the 18th dynasty we just proved was R1B. You understand? The male line R1B. We proved that the 2 priests was what, K? And then we do come in Ramesses, man. But y'all don't glorify Ramesses? When y'all glorify Ramesses, man? When y'all start when you start talking like that? All right, man. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all know how we rock it, man. Source gang, 7 gang over everything. How should we end the show, y'all? How should we end the show? LV Europa? Where we going, man? I'm thinking about doing a series on the Abo DNA thing as well, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting on you pro-Africaners trying to act like ancient Egypt had a uniform haplogroup and We was all there. And we was king. I'm sorry, I had to steal a white boy. We was kings. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. But, you know, before we do leave and we conclude, Consul, I just want you to see this great African queen on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Queen Tai. She's a beautiful African queen. May her soul rest. All right. I will have to research them, brother. The Pelagians. I think that's how you say it. All right. All right, man. Let's close this out. You know what we talking about, man. Big business over here. Big business. Big business. Shout out to Consul, man. Shout out to Consul. Shout out to NGOZI. You know, he a little bit too pro-African for my taste, but you know, shout out to him. Trying to make everybody black. Everybody the same. All right, watch this, y'all, man. Y'all be easy. If y'all missed it, y'all can get it on the playback. Went over all of the DNA materials, all my sources. You know how we do over here. This the source. Now we rocking, man. Let's get it.
Make a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Big business. RSK, let it play, boy. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish you. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish you. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected. Seen and unseen dangers. I wake up and say me a prayer. Brush my teeth, babe, then I throw on some threads. Walk my face, grab a cup, pour me some yarn. Put on my backpack, then I'm off to the bread. I eat these devils for breakfast. Gotta be careful. Whole lot of blood being shed in the streets. World is so wicked, I weep for the living. I drop a free check for the dead. All my white friends in my pocket, or either they loaded up to this black card that I swipe. Say every time that I drop it, the verse be hitting more harder than problems of life. Rich, I collected 2 pennies from every person that willingly gave me advice. Being afraid and existing my spirit, I'm fearing no man but the Father in Christ. I put in work with the brothers, we stood on them calls, pretending like 9 at night. Teaching our people the gospel, equipped with a camera, some posters, some speakers, and mic. Every time that I see mama, she telling me, son, you gotta walk in the light. Christ, the bread of heaven, keep feeding my spirit, and I wanna low, not a slide. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish you. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish you. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell you I'm an Israelite, tribe of Judah, don't you take it personal. Plead the blood on these demons, we purging them. Don't entertain Jezebels, we be curving them. Hey, I got a ribbon, she virtuous. In person, this blue life ain't virtual. I can't forget when I heard the truth. I got cut with that word, he got surgical. Conviction can lead to repentance. I pray these verses encourage you. We repented, now we on the vertical. Judah rising, see Isaiah 32. Big business, nothing minuscule. I picked up that pen back in middle school. Guard your light and take heed who you listen to. Watch your mouth and your ears and your vision too. Hashatan and Shalkani won't finish you with Mortal Kombat. This war is not physical. Gird your loins up and follow the general. Christ, Messiah is coming, that's scriptural. Yeah. You gotta starve your flesh. The real war ain't even started yet. This look like a setup for a second exodus. I'm trying to be where the water at. Let's get it. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serve the same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish you. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, word, I'm protected. They're seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments that sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected. They're seen and unseen dangers.
Hey man, take a second. I appreciate all my viewers. Appreciate everybody come out and support, man. Shout out to everybody that consistently support a High Be Praised class and session. I see you a lot. True Jude, I've been seeing you a lot. Been seeing you often. Appreciate all y'all. Love y'all, brothers, man. Before I get out here, let me get some of these comments out the way now. I missed. True Judah said, as many Egyptian kings married Hurrians or Horites, which is in the Armana period. Class and session said you should do. Oh, I read that. He said they were the first to inhabit Greece. The Spartans came out of them, and the Phoenicians. They were supposedly black. Could have been. I don't know. To look into that. All right, man. I know how we rocking, man. 7 gang, Source gang. Let's get it. Gang.